Hey YouTube, I've seen a few book collection videos in the past few weeks. Kind of had a knack on books lately, and I've got quite a few books. I got a few favorite authors of mine, and I figured I'd do a couple different videos showing off the books that I have for my favorite authors. So I figured I'd get the biggest one done first, and that's my Stephen King collection of books. I've got a mix of paperbacks, hardcovers, a lot of old stuff. And there's a few things I don't have here to show, but they're just some paperback books. Anyway, might as well get started. Gotta fit it all within 10 minutes. There's the first one. I've actually never read this one. I don't have a lot of interest in this book, actually. It just seems different to me. You got The Shining here. This copy was made, I think, right after that miniseries was done. It's a bit beat up, but it's in pretty good shape. Pet Sematary. This one's a really good book. I really like this book. That's a fairly old one. Eyes of the Dragon. Bit of a medieval take, Knights of the Round Table type book. Very different, but overall I was impressed with this one. I thought it was quite good. Carrie, this is the first book of Stephen's that I read, and yeah, I enjoyed it. The fact that it's a bit thinner than most of his books, so it was a fairly easy read. Got Salem's Lot. Definitely one of his best. And Cujo. It's a classic. Can't complain. The Dead Zone. That movie they made, Christopher Walken. Here's The Stand. This is a beast of a book. I want to get it in a nice hardcover. Actually, I'd love to have a first edition hardcover, but they're kind of hard to come by, and they cost a lot. Here's an old copy of Different Seasons from a long time ago. There's the newest one. I like this new format that King's using for his paperbacks. Really nice. Here's an old copy of Night Shift. Got Children of the Corn on there. There's a new copy. New style. And here's an old copy of Christine from back in the day. There's a new copy. Newer version. A lot of duplicates here. Firestarter. This one's a bit beat up. Really old book. And there's a new copy right there. Most of my books are in really good condition. I have one of those obsessive compulsive issues where I want to baby my books. So there's an old copy of Thinner under Bachman. There's the new paperback version. Here is an old installment of all the Bachman books, the 4 big ones at that time. Rage, Long Walk, Roadwork, Running Man. I don't have the paperbacks up here. I do have them in this new style. I've got the 3 that they've done, the Long Walk, the Roadwork, and the Running Man. That's a nice book. The Bachman books are quite nice, actually. I like them. Here's an old copy of Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Here's the hardcover version. It's quite nice. Needful Things. Dark Half. Out of all the covers Stephen King has had on all his books, I dislike this one the most. I don't know. It just seems so boring. Tommyknockers. Excuse me, I'm trying to reach around to get all these books here. Gerald's Game. That one was okay. A little weird, but Dolores Claiborne. Misery. There's a classic. Really, really good book. Skeleton Crew. Here's probably my favorite, It. This one's probably the biggest worst for wear. When I had this when I was 12, 13 years old, I dragged it everywhere and put it in my knapsack, took it to school, would read on lunch. Love this book, but completely killed the dust jacket on it. It took me, I think the first time, took me like 6 months to read that book. Here's a new copy of The Talisman. Here's a really old copy of The Talisman. There's Black House, the second part. Rose Madder. Didn't really like this book. It's okay, it's just not really up there. Insomnia. This was a pretty good book. Thick book. Four Past Midnight. Most of the books you're seeing too are first edition hardcovers. Most of them. I think I got a couple that aren't first editions. Let's see here. Remember these tiny little books you'd get in the store? Part 1, 2, 3, all the way through 6 of The Green Mile. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for good measure, there's a remake of The Green Mile in a nice hardcover. It's quite nice. The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. An interesting little short book. I'll finish up with the last two here. Desperation. It's a paperback version that came out. There's a hardcover edition. Really nice art done on this one. Okay. I'm just coming up to 10 minutes now, so I'll do a part 2 video here and I'll finish off the rest of the books. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers.